I think we got lucky last week with the one prop bet that we ended up hitting in the form of Austin Hubbard by decision at plus 260 as he earns a decision victory that I don't think he deserved over the likes of Michal Figlak, but sometimes you get the bounce, sometimes you don't. This weekend we do, or last weekend we do, and we end up in the slight positive there as Mahashate by knockout does not come through, Span by knockout does not come through, but the Hubbard by decision at plus 260 gives us just a slight bit of profit, so I'm happy with that. Again, not the way that I wanted it to work out, but we still end up getting the dub there. The long shot does not come through. Na Liang inside the distance, plus 550. She had a solid first round, but if she was unable to get that first round finish, it was obvious that she was going to fall off in terms of efficiency, and she ended up losing the next two rounds and getting finished in the opening minute of that third round. I got some juicy props here for you guys for UFC 301, so hopefully we're able to cash at least two of these spots and be firmly entrenched in the profit. Reminder that there is also LFA going down tonight, Octagon going down tomorrow afternoon as an appetizer to UFC 301. So if you're looking for breakdowns for those, check out the Lock of the Night Patreon page, link in the description below. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the top three prop bets that I have for you guys for this pay-per-view card. The first of which, in the first fight of the night with Kevin Borjas by knockout at plus 270. I expect him to really put the pressure on Alessandro Costa in this spot, and I think that will eventually open up a knockout opportunity for Borjas. I do expect him to be the more powerful puncher. I think his durability is good enough to exchange with Costa in the pocket, and I think that his takedown defense is good enough to keep this fight upright where he'll eventually be able to really get comfortable with his striking and find that finish here against the Brazilian. So give me Borjas and Borjas by knockout plus 270. The second best prop bet that I have for you guys is Miktaibek Orobai inside the distance at plus 175. Now, this is a spot that I've kind of flipped on throughout the week in terms of originally picking Orobai to win by decision. But the more that I think about it, I feel like this is a spot that he can really put Elvis Brennan through the ringer and eventually find a finish over him. Orobai is a relentless grappler with a very solid gas tank, and I think that he'll be able to expose the takedown defense issues of Brenner and keep him on the mat while smashing him from that top position. His chain wrestling is a high level. His ability to cage push and eventually drag opponents to the ground, high level as well. And we saw how he was able to break Earl Schmedic. Obviously, it might take a little bit more to break Brenner, but I think that'll eventually happen and he can find that finish in the second or third round. So Orobai inside the distance, plus 175 will be the second best prop bet. The third best prop bet I have for you guys is going to be Jose Aldo by knockout at plus 700. Now, I get it. Jonathan Martinez is a great fighter in terms of the ability to establish his kicking game, utilizing his movement, and staying away from the majority of offense from his opponents. But he's dealing with a guy, Jose Aldo, who will have a solid defensive kicking game in terms of stopping the majority of damage that Martinez will be looking to inflict with his own calf kicks and leg kicks. And I think that if Aldo has even a glimpse or a smidgen of the speed that he used to have before hanging the gloves up, I think he'll be able to crash that pocket and land some big shots here against Martinez, as Martinez is really not that comfortable exchanging in the pocket. He's more of a kicker than he is a puncher, and Aldo is a all-around badass in the striking game. And at 37 years old, I think he's still capable of solid victories depending on the stylistic clash that he has ahead of him. Is he going to beat a guy like Merab Dvalishvili? No. But if he's fighting a fellow striker, just as he showed in his three previous fights before the Merab fight, he'll be very competitive and very difficult to deal with. Martinez, all props to him, 6-fight winning streak, looking very good. But to get Aldo by knockout at plus 700 against another striker, I'm going to take a shot there. So give me Aldo, like I said, Aldo by knockout plus 700. All right, the long shot that we have for you guys here. Long shot. We hit one of these back at UFC 300. Let's see if we can keep it going here. I'm going to go round props on Steve Erceg. Round 3 plus 1,800. Round 4 plus 2,100. Round 5 plus 2,600. I think he has the chops to go out there and survive the early onslaught that Pantoja will present. Obviously, Pantoja will be more powerful and probably the more dangerous striker in the early goings of this matchup. Even if he's able to get this fight to the ground, Pantoja will be very dangerous in terms of being able to snatch up a neck of Steve Erceg. But everything I've been seeing on tape from Erceg makes me believe that he is a very sharp fighter, especially in the striking realm when he really starts to get into his groove. I think he'll be able to stop the majority of threats from Pantoja early on in this matchup. And then Pantoja will struggle mightily, in my opinion, in terms of being able to just hold on for dear life, getting the back of his opponents and just trying to grind them out in the later portions of this matchup. Usyk is very smart in terms of being able to work out of those bad spots and then keeping Pantoja on his heels. The way that I envision it going down is maybe fourth round, Pantoja starts failing on takedown attempts, maybe gets a takedown, maybe gets a dominant position, but he's just gasping for breath as Usyk starts working out of those bad spots, gets back to the feet, and starts overwhelming Pantoja with strikes as Pantoja, starts shooting for desperation takedowns that end up getting stuffed, and Usyk really starts to turn up the volume with the strikes that he's throwing and potentially looking to put Pantoja away. So I really like the late round props here for the challenger, and I think he leaves Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and new flyweight champion, and hopefully it's with one of the props that we have for him here. There you guys go. 3 best prop bets and a long shot for UFC 301. Let me know what you guys are feeling. What long shots or props are you guys taking a shot on? Hit me in the comment section below, and we'll see how those end up doing. Otherwise, I believe that's a wrap on the content for the week. I'll be back Saturday night after the pay-per-view wraps up to drop my immediate reactions podcast to let you guys know how I thought or what I thought of every single matchup, as well as letting you guys know which odds ended up hitting for every single matchup, all the juicy props, maybe some chalky spots, but at least you guys can get an envision or an idea of the props that ended up hitting and which spots we should have taken a shot on. All right, good luck on all your action this weekend, folks, and I'll see you guys Saturday night. Peace.